The Kraken Syndicate's enforcer dragged the human girl through the grimy corridors of Nexus Station. Blood trickled from her split lip, and her academy uniform was torn. Just another human student who'd wandered into the wrong sector, or so they thought. "Please," Emily Walker whispered, stumbling as the reptilian thug shoved her forward. "I didn't mean to." "Shut it, pink skin," the enforcer hissed. "Boss wants to make an example. Show your kind what happens when you don't pay protection fees." The syndicate had been squeezing human merchants for months. Earth's diplomatic protests fell on deaf ears. The Galactic Council considered it a minor commercial dispute. After all, humans were newcomers barely 50 years into the galactic community. They had no military presence this far from home. They pushed Emily into the syndicate's headquarters, where dozens of armed criminals lounged around. The boss, a massive Gorvok with cybernetic implants, looked up from counting credits. "This the merchant's daughter?" he growled. "Better," the enforcer laughed. "Found her near the embassy. Some kind of student." The Gorvok's tusks gleamed. "Perfect. Record this. We'll send it to every human on the station." Emily raised her head, and for just a moment, something flickered in her eyes. Not fear, but calculation. "You really shouldn't have done this," she said quietly. The room erupted in laughter. The Gorvok stood, towering over her. "Threatening us, little girl? Your people have no fleet here, no warriors. You're prey animals playing at being predators." Emily's fingers moved in a subtle pattern against her thigh. "Funny thing about prey animals, they're often the most dangerous when cornered." "Enough talk." The Gorvok raised his plasma blade. "Time to send a message." Emily moved. It wasn't human movement, it was something else. Something that made every predator instinct in the room scream danger. She flowed like water, like shadow, like death itself. The Gorvok's blade passed through empty air where she'd been standing. Her palm struck his knee with surgical precision. The joint shattered with a sound like breaking ceramics. As he fell, she was already spinning, her academy stylus suddenly a weapon, finding the nerve clusters the Gorvok thought were hidden beneath armor. The enforcer raised his weapon. Emily's hand moved, and the stylus flew across the room, striking a precise point at the base of his skull. He dropped, paralyzed but alive. "Lesson 1 about humans," Emily said, her voice different now, older, harder, infinitely more dangerous. "We're not prey animals. We're persistence predators. We just learned to hide it well." The room erupted into chaos. 30 hardened criminals opened fire on one teenage girl. They might as well have been shooting at smoke. Emily didn't fight like the brutal warriors of Thesha or the savage hunters of Corvin Prime. She fought like something far more terrifying, a creature that had evolved intelligence as its primary weapon. Every movement was calculated, efficient, designed by millions of years of evolution and refined by Earth's most secret military program. She used their numbers against them, made them shoot each other. She turned their strength into weakness, their weapons into liabilities. The lights went out. She'd memorized the room's layout in seconds. In the darkness, she was everywhere and nowhere. When the emergency lighting flickered on 3 minutes later, Emily stood in the center of 30 groaning bodies. Not one was dead, but none would fight again soon. She pulled out a small communicator. "Control, this is Asset 7. Situation resolved." "Yes, sir, cover intact. They think I'm just a student." The Gorvok boss struggled to focus through the pain. What are you?" Emily knelt beside him and for a moment let him see the truth in her eyes. The cold calculation of a species that had climbed to the top of their food chain not through strength or speed, but through being smarter and more ruthless than everything else. "I'm what Earth sends instead of fleets," she said. "We have hundreds like me, scattered across the galaxy. Students, merchants, diplomats, until someone makes the mistake of thinking humans are weak." She stood, smoothing her torn uniform. "The syndicate is done. If I were you, I'd dissolve it before my superiors decide you need a more permanent lesson." As she walked out, she triggered her subdermal beacon. Within hours, Nexus Station security would receive anonymous tips about multiple syndicate operations. By tomorrow, the organization would be gutted. The message would spread through the criminal underworld. The humans had sent a teenage girl, and she dismantled them without killing a single person. If that's what Earth considered restraint, what would they send when truly angry?